Today, in a new TouchDesigner tutorial, we're going to create a Floffy universe. So first, we're going to change the size of the container. Will be 1280 by 1280. Okay, we're going to go inside first. Sorry, I'm going to enable this so you can see what I'm pressing and my mouse. So inside, we're going to start with a tube. And the cool thing is we can change the height and we can change the radius from the top and the bottom. From the top, I'm going to put 0.4 and the bottom 0.4. So we have something like this. In details, the rows will be 50 and columns 50. I'm going to put this one. Just in case, if you want to move this, I'm going to add a transform. Maybe you want to change the position of this. Okay, using the translate. But right now it's just in case. My idea is deform this shape. At the beginning, you can think about using a noise. But for me, when you're using this, you don't have too much control for this. And the cool thing is the way how I'm going to explain you is you can have control or more options. So how I am going to do it, I'm going to transform this information to numbers. So I'm going to create here a null, and this we need to transform this to a sub2. And we have the tx, ty, and tz. Nice. After that, I'm going to connect here a noise because I want something random. And you can see the number go to almost, yeah, -1 to 1, something like that. But you need to think about this one is how this shape is moving. Okay, so or how this is displayed. So go to 0 in this mode to -1 to almost 1. So when we put together these two, I'm going to add a math, connect each other and go to combine shops and change it to multiplied. Is we continue with number, but we add this noise. So, or we multiply. So right now it's changing a lot. The problem for this, I'm going to connect here to a shop 2. And here I'm going to connect a null. The problem for this, when I select this null and drag to the chop to this one, the shape is breaking too much. And it's because the number from the noise is too much, it's like too much or too big. So for fix that, I'm going to add a math. I'm going to try it. I can preview this one, so I can show you. First, I'm going to add a geometry camera, so this help you more how or what is going on. Light, we add a render, then we connect a transform, and in the transform we go to background color RGBA. To the A we add 1 and enable come over background color, so it's black right now the background, and we connect to a null, and we change the name to out 1, and we press this preview. So you can see our shape is, we destroy the tube. So for first, we need to change the noise will be -1 to 1. So yeah, we have now the tube, this organic shape. So we can change, if you want, the seed of this, how we going to deform. And the cool thing about the noise, we're going to transform, translate, and we're going to add the animation will be ABS time, that seconds multiply. I'm going to put a high number, 20. Why? Because if you go to noise and change the period, a short or not a low number, the animation change here in period. If you go to high, it's slow. So with period, we can modify the speedness of this. Cool. We have our beautiful to moving. And the offset, if you can test all of this, you have a lot of different noises. In my case, I'm going to use in the type harmonic summation, maybe it's in English, something like that. And offset, I'm going to modify it to 0.6. It's something like that. And period, I think it's okay too. Okay, yes, it's too close to us, but don't worry. And the idea right now is add two things. The first one, I'm going to add it here, will be a twist. So yeah, we want to deform this. We go to roll off, will be 2, and a strange, going to show you, we destroy this shape. Going to put 1 and 180. So we create these weird things to the left and right, and it's moving. And right now you can see maybe it's moving too fast. Maybe the period in the noise will be 3, slower. Nice. And right now we need to add a fractal. The fractal, we're going to create more noise in the texture. I'm going to, in the division, will be 1. I don't want to modify anything else because I need to show you what happened with the texture. So for that, I'm going to change the camera position, will be maybe 7. So yeah, much better. Important thing, and the render common is a square, 1280 resolution. So you can see right now, this shape is broken in a way, but we don't need to see this texture. You have a lot of materials. Fast way, use line, connect this material. You have lines, you can modify the width near and near far. So the thickness of the line, something like that. The problem with the line, and obviously I can show you, you can go to point, and create points, change the point size multiplier, and you have this. It's like particles. Nice. But the problem with this is the only way how you can change color is using linear color or line far color. Just that. What happens if I want to maybe create a noise and texture and apply it to this? So we don't going to use a line, and I'm going to show you the fong and the PBR, the two different things. I'm going to create a noise. Noise is just simple, no high resolution, just this one. And the period will be 3, harmonics 2, 2. Everything is just normal noise. And we need to go to transform, translate, add animation, ABS time, that's seconds, multiply 0.1. So we are moving this noise. And I'm going to connect this to a null. And this will be, we're going to change the name, for color. And we connect this to the norm. I'm going to just connect the fong. And right now the fong, this is connected, yes. No, sorry, right now, material. The fong is the same, so we have the material, but the cool thing, you can go to common, wireframe, GPU, and you have lines. I think the only problem with it's the same problem with the fong PBR. When you go thing, it's nothing changed. Only when you change over to 1, just change it. So 1 is the minimum, and we're going to enable the blending transparency. Go to RGB, add the color, and we have in this maybe animated color. So we have areas with white, something with black, and we can add a ramp with colors. You have, you can select what you want. I'm going to select a look up, connect, and here is like time. Maybe I want blue, maybe more violet, something like that. And here maybe a light blue. Yeah, you have options, depends of what you want. In my case, I'm going to bring what I use in my example. I can show you the numbers. This is the like a violet, and this is like a blue. And at the end, I add no white, just this like light blue. And the other is just black, okay? So I connect this to here, and I have this thing. And the cool thing, you have areas with full color and others not. I'm going to do the same with the PBR. I'm going to add the map, the color, and I'm going to enable the blend transparency and use the GPU. When I connect this to here, it's almost black. Why? Because we need more information with lights for the PBR. For that, we need to insert an environment light. And for the environment light, we need at top will be a noise, a simple noise. We change the period to 5, and we enable this to environment map. I'm going to show you here with the PBR. We have a few the colors is different. PBR. I'm going to create a switch so you can see. Here a switch. This is PBR. Sorry, this is funk. You can see the light is not good, but when I select the PBR, it's different. You feel different with the quality of that. Obviously, because we need to think the PBR is working or detects better the light. I'm going to add a HB adjust and a level here, level. Because, yeah, maybe we need more, something like that. HB, maybe I use -19 because I want a blue thing. Saturation, maybe a little bit. Level, maybe not, I think 1 is okay. So remember, a PBR, font, PBR, font, PBR, font. I prefer PBR. And I was doing this and I thought, what happened if I add a mask to this? What happened? I don't know. We can copy this and paste. I duplicate this noise, create again a null. Why I'm duplicating and I'm using the same? Because we can change the periods and see what happened. And now I'm going to change the name to mask, go to PBR and add a mask. And add is creating a few things, weird things. Maybe we create like this, blending in a few areas. It's just a detail. Maybe it's like Paula is almost the same. But for me, it's like maybe we can create areas here with more light and others not. So yeah, something like that. Cool, we have this weird thing moving, creating weird things. Okay. And in the important key when you create something is maybe this area with the tabs, because it's when you add more and a lot of effects. Yeah, we're going to start with a few, and always is maybe I'm going to add a few things and you're going to say, but it doesn't change too much, just like a little details, and the details make the difference. So I'm going to move this a little bit. And I'm going to here connect to a blur, because I think the important for this I don't know, visual are the like the bloom or light effect. So I'm going to create a blur. I'm going to the pre-sync, yes, or shrink. I don't know, maybe I said it well. And I'm going to say 3. And the filter will be 13. Then we connect this to a level. And we connect everything to a composite. Okay. And with the composite, I'm going to add, change the operation to add, because yes, we want like a light. I'm going to level, change the opacity. You can see it's like, but Paola, it's almost the same, but don't worry, it's the details, whether more or not. I can maybe add more if you want more of this. And we're creating like a bloom or something like that in this area. But I don't need it too much. I'm going to return to 3 and was 13. After this, I'm going to add here a bloom before the composite. Bloom. And with this bloom, yes, I'm using the 2023 version of TouchDesigner. And with the bloom in the pre-plug level, we can change this. So maybe it's something 0.45. Maybe just that. Just little details. We have our composite, and I'm going to add another effect. I'm going to add a blur null here. You have option. If you're on Patreon, you have the option to the effects that I share a lot. And you have maybe the canvas painting that is paint the background. I want to use this one. So maybe I don't you want to paint the background. But the cool thing about this tool is the way what we are doing is, again, it's a feedback, blur, and level. And maybe we can change this a little bit. And trying to think about that, yes, I need to maybe create a new one. Is here, a custom component. I'm going to add our opacity. So maybe I just want no paint all this background. I just want an effect of maybe a little bit. I'm going to go inside, go to this level, pause, and opacity bind. So yeah, I can show you. It's like we can paint everything or just a little bit, like creating maybe, yes, again, you don't see it too much, but when you export this, you're going to see the different because we're going to add more and more elements. Okay, we have the painting, and we need to add more effects. And again, I'm going to use the focus. If you don't have this component, I'm going to in the description. I'm going to put a link where you can create this, or if you don't want to do it, a link where you can have access on Patreon. So with the focus is we want to put blur in a few areas. For example, this, you have a line here with focus. But we're going to change the camera. I want something close. 4. And then translate and set. And for the focus, maybe not too much. Maybe 25. Yeah, maybe something like that. Okay, we have something. Yes, this is the beginning. We need to add more elements because we know now the technique. And the cool thing about this is what happens if we add dots to these lines? It's like, what? But the cool thing is first, I need to transform this data, this position, to information, to numbers. So I prefer going to create a SOP, a select. And the select, I'm going to bring this to final this twist. And for this, I'm going to transform this to a sub2 information positions. And for this, I'm going to change this to chap2. Yes, an image. And for image, we need the X, Y, and Z, so it will be RGB. And this is a big image. It's okay. If you want, you can create maybe a square. If you want, or if you don't want, just a row, because we need to, I'm going to create a null here. Oh, sorry, I'm going to, there, I'm going to create here a null. So will be instance. So we're going to create an instance of dots. So we need to add here add, we need to enable the points. After that, we need to convert this, convert to particles point. Again, a geometry. And the cool thing is connected to that, to the render, and after that, enable the instance. Connect the instance tab to the this one, translate op or op, then RGB, and then we need to create a point sprite material in order to here. You're going to see a lot of dots there because it's a lot of information. But the cool thing when you transform this to a chop2 is you can go here, right, resolution, and you change here. Maybe we need just an A part of this image. We don't need just all the dots. You can change the rotation or dots, all of this. No, sorry, the points aside of the points. Yeah. Obviously, it's cool to see what's going on here. We don't see things like that because you can see you have a line here, and it's follow the points. So yeah, weird things happening. So okay, cool. I'm going to return to the camera 4. I'm going to maybe I prefer something like that. Bright. Okay, we have this weird thing. Obviously, you can go to what happens if I change this, or if I add more fluffy things. But in this case, we don't need it because we want to add more weird things. Okay, perfect. After this, I want to create a sphere in the center. So it's the same sphere. And then here a geometry. The cool thing is now connected. The geometry for this sphere will be again a PBR here. And we want to uncomment like this GPU, the wireframe. What else will we want? Maybe create a material to maybe add a color, but first I'm going to add a fractal. So see what fluffy we want always want. And try to right now change the size because when I'm going to add a transform and change the scale to this, maybe too fluffy is not a good idea. So I'm going to put something like 0.3. And it's good to see how this fractal is going to work. In this case, I'm going to maybe smooth to understand what's happening with this shape. And I'm going to enable this. This is important. Maybe something like this. Yeah, I like it. And again, we need to do the same like the dots. I'm going to copy all of this. As they convert the geometry in the points, copy and paste. Because I want now with for the sphere. So remember, I'm going to detect this fractal, transform to a sub2. This transform to a chop2. We have image. We need the RGB. This will be a lot of points. Then I'm going to connect to a null. There will be instance is sphere. And then connect this to the Geo4 instance sphere. I'm going to change the side. And the cool thing, I'm going to inside. Maybe I can change the scale to see the dots around all this. Something like that. And remember, I scale the size of the point just for see what's happening. And here to the chop2, I'm going to add a resolution because there is a lot of dots that I don't need. So it will be resolution. And maybe I need just a quarter. Much better. What happens if I put an 8? I like this one. And we have this. And we can start creating animation to this. Option 1, rotation. I'm going to rotate these particles. Always try to go to rotate and see say, oh, what happened here? It's just one direction. Why? Because maybe I make a mistake with the instance. Yes. Sorry. Here it will be X, R, Y, P, Z, G. Now I'm going to rotate this. Yes, it's a sphere. So yeah, we have this. Cool. And I'm going to animate this ABS time, that seconds, multiply, for me it's minus 15 because I prefer a specific direction. 15, copy, maybe paste to these things. And at the same time with the geometry, the cool thing, maybe this is positive, not negative, so going to the other direction. And maybe the speed is slower. No, I think this particle needs to be slower. We're going to put multiply by 10 minus. So yeah, we have that. And again, we can go to here and see what happened with the colors. More saturation. Oh, I prefer more saturation. First, I want to change the speedness of this noise. It's too much for me. So remember, you can change the period of this. And maybe the sphere 2 needs to be not too fast. I'm going to put 10 to both. We want something organic moving. Okay. And the cool thing, we can create I'm going to create a pattern. And the pattern will be just length 1. And I'm going to animate the face, ABS time. That's seconds, multiply 0 by 1, go and return. I'm going to change the from range from -1 to 1. And the idea is I'm going to channel will be the size or scale of the sphere and the particles. The sphere is 1 to maybe I want to like boom a hard booming or pumping. I don't know how to say it. Between 0 and 9 to 1. So yeah, I like that. So will be between 0 and 9 to 1. So I connect that to the uniform scale. And for this, we need to do the same, but we need to add the 0.33. So it's the same, but plus, where I have plus 0.33. Maybe we need to change the speedness. I'm going to put 1. Boom, boom, 0.35. And if you want, I'm going to duplicate this. You can going to apply this to the particles, and again plus 0.3, but change the speedness. Maybe 3, so will be, yeah, something like that in the center. Okay. And it's important to see what happens if we change these things. Element, we can play with the bloom. Maybe I prefer something with a lot of bloom. Maybe it's too much, but maybe the blue is too dark. So maybe it's this one. Maybe I want to something like that. And we can play with the noise. Create that black areas. What if I put 2, 1 or too noisy? I prefer the 3 in the period. Okay. So we have something like that. And let me see what else. If you want, just if you want, you can add, Let me put this point bigger. Maybe not too much. If you want, you can add points at the background just to see what happened. But for me, maybe I like this one. Sometimes I like to play with the scale, like what happens if I inside. And I think we need to add a little bit of rotation in this shape, or in this fluffy thing. We have options. Let me add what happens if I add ABS time, because we have two options. Rotate forever, or there is like go and return. Let me see if rotate forever time. That's seconds multiply by minus 15. So the cool thing, we create weird things like this. Maybe it's too fast. 10. I like this one. So you can see with the mask we have black areas at the same time with the color weird thing happening. What happened if we animate more areas, more parts? I like this one. More. Oh, like a weird thing happened. Try to play with more different speedness. Maybe if too much of this, we can play it. I'm going to add a constant just to have control of the rows and columns. I'm going to put 30 or 30. And connect this to the tube, to rows, and columns and columns. So maybe it's not too noisy, more clear here. And for the focus, we have the circular maybe. Oh, I prefer vertical, this one. Something like that. Or if you want, you have, I think in tube you have polygon. Yeah, don't worry. You have select maybe just columns or just maybe this one is called to rows. Rows and columns. I like this too, but I prefer triangles, things like that. Now we need to go to I prefer this match, this weirdness thing. Try to play with the rows and columns. What happens if we create not too much, or if you add more things? I prefer 30 in columns. Try to see. If we put more. If we bore more, the cool thing you can create. This I put 200 a lot. Be careful with your computer. Be careful. Right now it's 60, but my computer is running to almost 30, so it's too much. But it's cool too. So be careful. Be careful. I'm going to put maybe 150. So my computer, no, 100. I think we are safe with 50. Okay, try to put just 50 and 50. We have this one, this element, and yeah, we rotate everything. Yeah, I think we got it. We can play always with this Canva painting. Remember, you can play with opacity, painting the background if you want, or if you want to just plug, or maybe paint an area. Maybe just plain here. If we add our, how to say it? Twist, sharpen, twist. It's a blur, radial blur. This one. Let me check what happened with this. Radial blur, we have this thing. Maybe we can add. Maybe it's too much, but let me see what happened. And I'm going to, before the depth of focus, and create a composite. I'm going to add a level. and then connect, add an add, maybe not an add, an overlay. Let me check with the add. Change the opacity. What happened? Always confuse this overlay. Overlay. Ah, we need to change the position of this. Yeah. Over and change this. Yeah, maybe it's too much. But maybe I have an idea. Because there is too much happening right now. There is this fluffy thing. What happens if I want just the light of this sphere? We can copy this render. And we're going to select just the geometry who has this sphere. And this is Geo3. I'm going to write in geometry, Geo3. So we have this sphere. And with this sphere, yeah, I'm going to move everything. I'm going to connect to the radial. If you don't see nothing, we need to change maybe a few things, or maybe add more level because it's too dark. Brightness. Yeah, you have now these lines there. Let me change what happened if I add something like that. Now we can play with this light. Now you have that light there. Yeah, you can try it if you like it or not. You can play with this radial. Yeah, just line a little bit. Oh, yeah, something like that. I don't know. Oh, you can try, obviously. Maybe the dots will be the same, Geo4. Here, Geo4. And maybe the dots, you create that. And we can add more opacity. Yeah, I prefer the dots because you create like lines here. And yeah, you can see there, like a light of, I don't know, the sun. I don't know, this is a creature from the ocean. Yeah. So we have this thing. So yeah, try to play with the colors. You have a lot of options. I prefer something more blue like this one. You can go here and add a HSB adjust and move around green, maybe more orange, yellow, more pink. You have options, but you can work with going to copy and paste. And what happened if I put blue and then we put a mixing? I like this one. More green and blue. Okay. Maybe we have too much bright. It's because for the color. Maybe blue and yellow. I have a lot of good colors. Yeah. So, yeah. I want to put this one. Okay. Okay, I like this one. And try to fix this with the level maybe. Maybe it was too bright. With the bloom. Play with this. This is how affect. And yeah. So yeah, this is the tutorial. It's important to see when you put this to the other size. It's like not too much color, nothing happened. But when you start adding more effect, more level, bloom, more effects, like this radial here, you adding more complex things. But remember, there are details. Like this mask in the PBR. I can delete this mask. Everything is to the same color. But when I add the mask, that you are creating levels of information. You can play here with the alpha, and yeah, you have things like that. And at the same time, with this sphere, you can maybe add a material, and everything is not everything white. You have black areas. But yeah, I hope you like it. If you have any question, just send me a message on Discord, Patreon, YouTube, Instagram. And if you are new in this channel, please subscribe because it helps a lot to create more tutorials. And please, if you have any idea to Paula, try to, if the next tutorial talk about, I don't know, point clouds or something specific, write a comment. That helped me a lot. Because yes, that helped for me to learn new things, but at the same time, it's like a challenge to maybe create a visual with a specific technique. So yeah, I hope you like it and see you in the next tutorial. Bye.